Hello, lovely audience. Welcome to the first official episode of The Grind. We are four
Four
people
people.
today. Exactly. Oh, you saw the first one. It's Mohammed. We got Harris. We got Osvaldas from Lithuania. As you see, international constellation. So, small introduction, guys. Who are you? What you do? Harris, start off.
Hi guys, I'm a dentist. I practice cosmetic dentistry in Pakistan, and I also work for a charity in United States, and most of my work is between Pakistan, Dubai, and United States.
Perfect. And guys, I can tell it to you right now. If you want to put your money to some good cause, the organization Harris works for is top notch. So if you want to donate, just contact Harris for that.
Yeah, it will benefit the deserving people in Africa and Pakistan. People who don't have enough resources to even buy a toothbrush. I'll add the link in the description and you can look at the website and see what we are doing.
Awesome work. So who's next? Who want to volunteer?
Mohammed.
That's
Why
not a
me?
volunteer. That's not volunteering, Harris.
Okay, no, I'll just go. So, my name is Mohammed. I'm from Saudi Arabia. I'm 14, and like what I'm doing, like right now, is mostly programming stuff, like as my own thing. And it was just like school and all that. There's a programming class at school, but I'm just doing something completely separate from that. And yeah.
And the
So,
things
yeah,
he's doing at 14, they are like people at 30 and 40, they're not capable of doing that. The things I've seen on his
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
Exactly. I gotta go with that opinion. Mohammed is really killing it, doing stuff I wouldn't have dreamed of in 20 years. So, if you need any advice on
Okay.
programming in Python, just contact Mohammed. He's your guy.
Okay. Okay. I was
And
next, I guess.
and he's humble, as you can see.
Humble is good.
I'm just like nervous right now. That's the thing.
Nah, it's natural to be nervous. Like, Aussie's
Okay,
next, right?
Yeah, so I actually introduced myself the last time, but
No problem, buddy.
Just do it
I'm
again.
Aussie and I'm from Lithuania. I'm a student last year for me. Physical education, coaching, stuff like this. I'm also doing side rapping, traveling. Um, start some Instagram, as you can see. Like we met each other like in Instagram. It's kind of fun. And yeah, like oh, and also I wrote some rhymes for the podcast.
Damn, son.
But it was like just for 10 minutes. Like
Do it.
I was like doing it for 10 minutes. I don't know. It's very simple.
Do it.
Okay, so
Let's go.
welcome to the podcast. It's called The Grind. We will try to feed your hungry mind. I hope next time music will appear before our passion disappear. We're just random dudes, there is no much to lose. Just cruising in the ship, developing our fellowship. Keep the hustle, keep the grind, that's our motto. I hope someday we will do a photo, but first we should have our own logo. We met on Instagram, isn't that great? We will create a game that you can play. Although you are in a different state, it's not gonna stop us. We're not gonna be late to educate you. We are the crew that will help you. Not further ado, let's begin the podcast that we got shit.
Damn, son.
That was fire.
That's fire. Awesome, man. You gotta make your own song. You gotta put it out, dude.
Be that deep.
We will see, we'll see.
Right?
All right, I think that leaves only me. I introduced myself last time too. I am Ahmed, aka Mr. A, right now. Kind of promoting that name for
Superman.
myself. Not quite, but I'm working myself up to be a super hustler and grinder. So I'm 23. I live in Austria, originally from Lebanon. I am a college student right now. I worked in several fields till today in consumer research, in a hotel, tourism. Um, what next? Translation, startup support. I wrote business plans till now. I do martial arts. 6 years in February. Hopefully my black belt, and I am happy to have this opportunity to also start a podcast with those incredible guys. There are more to come. They couldn't be here today. We have Bobby, our boy. He got personal issues, so shout out to you, my man, and hope you are next time on the episode with us introducing yourself. So, anyone else, anything to add to yourself? Like, remembered something awesome you did in your life and thought you want to share it? No, nothing? Okay.
Just all silent.
No problem. So, we set for ourselves the topic today to talk about the crucial human traits we would need to be successful. The things you need to learn, the skills you need to develop to reach what you want to reach, to talk what you preach, and to fulfill the dreams you had for yourself. So, and we know that everyone has, like, let's say, certain skills that he thinks are the best that he needs. So, what you guys think about it? What would you say is the most important skill to you personally? We start off with Mohammed this time. What you think, buddy?
Um, Perseverance, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, like anything, you're gonna have to like work through it. Like if you encounter some tiny obstacle in front of you and you just walk away from that, like you've gained nothing. You can't just do that. You have to jump or go around or whatever through that obstacle. Then you'll find a bigger obstacle. Persevere through that. Persevere through that. Constantly doing it to achieve whatever goal you want to achieve. So, yeah.
That's true, man. That's true. So, how do you cope with that? How do you get over the obstacles that are thrown into your way in life? Do you have a method? Do you have something you do? You have something that helps you, motivates you to get through them? What was the last problem? Think of the last time you faced something difficult. How did you overcome it? It could be an exam at school or something, or like the programming you do.
Yeah, that I
Didn't
think.
you have an error? What did you do?
Yeah, I was just getting like a bunch of errors, and to get through that, I had to just like look around the internet to find what I was doing wrong and how to fix that. And to get through that, I think I was just motivated by like what I wanted to, like the end goal of the project, like what I wanted to build. I was just motivated by that because like I said I was going to build this thing. I'm not just gonna stop now. I have to finish it. At this point, I've gone too far to just quit. I haven't gotten this far just to quit. I'm gonna keep going and finish it off to prove something to myself. And to say, look, to say to myself, I'm able to do this. I can do more challenging things later on. And to improve myself and like my skills in general.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And that's coming from a 14 years old. So guys, everyone who's listening, this is what you gotta do when you face obstacles.
Yep.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So, someone else who's got ideas? Well, how do you cope with obstacles?
We really need to start planning these in advance.
I think being grateful is a very important part of like dealing with obstacles. If we start whining about like I don't have the resources to succeed or I can't do that, you have to have the right mindset. You have to be positive and you have to like focus on your goals, because that changes everything. If you have a mindset that like you cannot go forward and you cannot succeed, you cannot achieve something, then nothing can help you. Even if the obstacles are tiny and like they will become big. But if you have the right mindset, I guess success is yours.
And I think that that you have to know the reason why you're doing that stuff, like because I think the reason is the most important thing. Like for example, like I'm running, like and my reason is not for the medals or the records. It's like for myself. I have to have a reason and push to that reason, because if you lose the reason, then there's no point in that.
So what do you think when you're running? Do you have a certain image in front of you, or do you run till the end without focusing on something specific, or just focus on your body? What do you do while running?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I mean, of course, because running is something really difficult. Not a lot of people have the, let's say, the discipline to really run a certain track. So after I can speak of myself, because when I start running halfway through, I'm like, okay, I can't anymore. I turn and then I run back home and say, okay, the way back home would be the same track, but I never reach my goal while running because I don't have the condition, I don't have the perseverance, I don't bite through it. So what do you have in front of your eyes that makes you really finish all the kilometers that you have to run?
Yeah, because I have like a proof to myself, like because like when I was younger and I was competing, as I was not doing it like very seriously, and I didn't achieve anything like a lot. So I thought that, like, okay, I need to do it more constantly and stuff like this, because I need to prove myself that I can do it. And when it's like, and I gotta say, the training, it's pretty hard. Like you have to do like 10 sets of 400 meters in one training. So it's kind of hard, but in the midway you if you're gonna quit, you're not gonna achieve it. So it's either you quit and regret it, or you do it. And it's the thing is that a lot of people are overthinking things, like oh, it's easy to say just do it, but it is like, it's either do or lose.
That's right, man. That's and part of it is, of course, accepting also the disadvantages and negative, let's say, noted aspects of a thing that you want to reach. Because I want to run, I want to reach my goal, I need to cope with all the pain that comes with it. I need to cope with all the exhaustion I feel. For example, I do martial arts. I am a sinner in that aspect, because I go to training, I love to fight, I love to hit on on everything that's in my way. I need to give 100% when I'm learning new techniques. But when it comes to condition, like running or doing something similar to that, I'm like, no, man, that's not my thing. That's not my thing. I don't want to do that. That
10 sets of 400 meters. I mean, that's not easy.
that's really not easy, For me, one time 400 meters would be like,
400, it's not.
sorry, let me do punches again. That's what I'm good at. But I need to run.
And I think that's one of the traits of success. It's the willingness to go through pain and tiredness. Or it's not about like, for example, if like you're a programmer or something like this, you have to like be consistent with it and do it. Like if you're tired, you're still doing it, like because if you don't, then you have to improve yourself all the time. So because I think that a lot of successful people are motivated to do it every day, the same stuff, like what they do, what they love. But because I don't know how talented you can be, but without work, you're not gonna succeed.
Like you have to keep pushing yourself every day. if you like stick to one thing and you keep at the same place, you're not going to grow. And like you have to keep growing in order to succeed.
That's true, my man. That's true. As I say, sports is a really good example in this case, because in sports you feel everything. You need the time that is needed to see the results in the end. Because when I run one times 400 meters and I am so exhausted that I need to sleep 2 days after that, and 3 months later I run the second set of 400 meters, you know, I won't see any results. So you need to
Yeah,
be persistent and patient.
persistence.
Exactly, Harris, exactly. And we see again, great minds think alike.
Yeah. It's not easy, but it's like the only way to do it is to just do it. You
Just
go out
do
there
it.
and you run.
Just start with it. Now wait for the start, for the suitable starting
Yeah.
position. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Time will never be on your side if you don't like think like it's on your side.
Exactly. And that's a good point, because Harris, guys, Harris, our lovely audience should know that Harris had an emergency in the morning and needed to go to the clinic as soon as possible, but he took all his equipment with him to the clinic to be with us on this podcast today, and he is sitting right now in his clinic. Tell us how you're feeling, Harris.
I'm feeling very nice actually. It's a very good experience for me. Like I just like I treated a patient right now. I was feeling good about it, and right after that, I had to like share my experiences with you guys. So it's nice.
That's
And
awesome.
this technology has made all this possible. Like we are all people from different places around the world, and like we're talking about different stuff in different places. Like we have a 14-year-old with us. We have a 27-year-old. So like different in all aspects.
In all aspects. That's right. And that's awesome. And this is another thing that Harris just spoke at indirectly, and it's like, how do they say this, when you put something aside and you offer it for the good of the whole thing, you know. He is now in his clinic. He didn't say, no, I need to go home, I need to rest a little bit before we can start. And Ozzy the same, had problems with his webcam. He didn't say, no guys, do it on your own. No, we waited all, we gladly did it. So, and waited for Ozzy to be here with us today. So we need to make sacrifices. That's the word I was searching for. Sacrifices
Sacrifice.
is really important.
Yeah. And
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
you have the mind to do it, you can do it. Like if I could have made an excuse, and it's easy to make excuses. It's the easiest thing to do in the world, to make excuses. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yes,
Is
Harris.
that not it from the first podcast? Like no excuses out of our motto.
Yeah, that's a good one, Ozzy. Actually, the grind, bury your excuses. That's not so bad.
And I think this will motivate a lot of other our friends, and they will hopefully join us next time. We have an
Exactly.
army of people with us in the ground.
Oh yeah, we are an army.
How
But
many
because of
people
the-
are we?
So in the group we were at least
Yeah.
6-7 people,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, like,
and
yeah.
the other group from which we parted, we are like 20-25 there right now, and
Yeah,
And then
half
there's
of
the
them
other group, which made that group.
exactly like about 700 right now on Facebook.
yeah, 700 on Facebook. Well, we have to
Exactly.
thank Alex for that. Like he connected
Yes.
all of us.
That's something we need to address, or like right now in the first episode. It's a shout out to Alex Hussein, who like actually sent a direct message to over 1,000 people. Of
Who,
course,
like-
not all of them accepted, but we have 600 to 700 people in a Facebook group right now that originated from one place, which is Gary Vaynerchuk's Instagram account. And Alex like sorted out the valuable comments and who commented and sent them a direct message, and then accepted all of those on the Facebook group. From this Facebook group, we started an engagement group on Instagram, and from this group we started the podcast group. And half of those on the engagement group don't even know that we started the podcast because they joined later on. So as soon as we announce this, maybe you're gonna get even more people doing this with us.
We might.
That's awesome. So, but to get back to
Well-
our topic, guys. Yes, Ozzy, you want to say something?
The law of attraction.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
that's another thing. That's something I'd like to put in right now as a good treat that we need, and that has been said now, is the attitude. Okay, the attitude and mindset. As soon as you set something to your mind, you attract everything that's similar to it. You may fail, even if you're thinking only of succeeding, you may fail throughout the process, but you will, in the end, attract enough success to fulfill that dream you have been working on. So, as Ozzy said, attracting positivity is an existing phenomenon that we need to be aware of, because a lot of people, and as I said before, it's like I am also promoting my Instagram page right now. It's just on my own point of view and perspective of the life and all the situation that we can put ourselves into, how to deal with problems, how to deal with goals, with other aspects that we face daily in life. And I love talking to people and knowing their experiences to like have a certain comparison to see how did this one deal with his situation, and here is a similar situation, how did she deal with it. And with that content that I was putting out, I have already guys messaging me and asking me about really private situations, like a fight between a married couple. And I thought to myself, damn, the content I produce is urging people to talk to me about such sensitive topics. And because I am doing this, and because I'm setting my mind to the fact that I want to help people, a lot of people will accept this from me. They will come to me and ask me about those things because they see that I am serious about it and that I want to do it. And this is really something that we need to be certain of. If I commented on other posts, negative posts, like, yes, it's hard to get over people, and that's an example I talked with Ozzy last time. If a post on Instagram that says it's hard to get over people, or it's hard to get over negative people, and I comment the following: yes, but what about people you love? It's hard to leave people you love, although they are negative and they're doing bad things to you, and so on. What will the others say? Yes, he isn't in control of his own emotions. He is letting others do bad stuff with him or bad things and treat him like a piece of crap. And no, this guy, he's weak. He is not strong enough. He doesn't have the will to do something good for himself. But as soon as I say, no, even though you love those people, or methods how you can overcome those people, this is the way that attracts people to you. Be it Harris with his dental expertise, if he is good to the people and he shows him that he loves what he's doing with them or to them, and he wants their happiness and to show them the result they're seeking. If he doesn't do that, he won't get any clients. He won't have someone calling him for an emergency on Sunday in the morning. And the same.
And I would like,
Yes,
I'm
Harris.
sorry I'm cutting you off. I would
No
like
problem.
to add to that the treatment in itself is not as important as the dealing with the patient and treating his concerns, because half of the pain and half of the troubles are gone if you're nice to the patient. And it matters a lot if you understand the patients. They respect you, and they like believe all the treatment. Half of the treatment is done, half of the work of our doctors, it's done only on the basis of how you communicate with them, on the same point that you're talking.
Exactly. It's just like it's like psychomatic, you know. The people who are
Yeah.
seeing a friendly doctor standing next to them will think, yes, he's friendly, he's knowing what to do, he like, have his composure, and he's gonna get my thing done. And then they have more trust, they have more hope that they won't feel a lot of pain because the doctor knows what he's doing. This is really good point, Harris. There. That's a good point. The same with Ozzy. Ozzy, I think the same applies to you being a physical education teacher in the future after finishing your studies. I mean, it's the same. It's right.
Yeah,
Imagine you
it's the
having
same.
students and you are not good to them. Do you think they're gonna be happy coming to your class?
Now, of course, I agree with you. Because like if you put negative energy, it's gonna just attract negative energy. And if you want the example of teaching, then yeah, what you're gonna teach the kids, like how to be negative, or okay, I would teach like a basketball. The person didn't didn't make a basket. So what? I'm gonna say that you a loser. You can't do stuff like this. Go home. No, I'm gonna teach him. I'm gonna teach how to shoot the ball, how to do it, and maybe in the end he maybe be a good basketball player. I don't know, but it's just the way that you put things together, because complaining and negative energy just bring more people who complains, and it doesn't doesn't give you directions to go further in your life.
Because in the end, we all have like the responsibility of being a mentor or coach to the people around us, or just be there, let's say, just as a positive emitting being. Okay, we don't need to go to everyone and say, well, what do you need help? No, I don't need help. You don't need to do that with everyone, but you just gotta set an example with your own attitude, and you will see how people will change. And this is something that we all have experienced. As soon as you come into a place and you tell your friend about what awesome thing that happened with you, you're gonna see how he is gonna like be happy too, like get energetic, get the positive feelings, and damn man, you're awesome, how did you do that? And then he's gonna have the same reaction as you do. And I think we all have been in this situation before. This
Yeah,
is
and when I was working like in Greece, and I came to the Greece like with my friend, and we was working in a different hotels, and okay, it was it was bad for both of us, I'm gonna say, but he complained a lot, like really a lot. Maybe his situation was bad, like worse than mine. I don't know, but it's like even if it's bad for you, but if you manage to make like turn things around and in like have a positive experience of every bad situation, it also helps. Like if you like have a bad things happen, but you make a story that it's made something positive for you, and you learn from it, that attracts people as well. Like, and it's more positive, more things like it's more interesting, let's say. Yeah.
exactly. As you see now, it's really fascinating. You know, silence is also a point of rethinking what we have heard right now, because it doesn't always mean that we don't have something to say. It's just like, damn, Ozzy said now something that
Deep
really
stuff.
hits. Yes, it
Yeah,
hits the
that's
nail on the head. Awesome. So a question to Mama: what you gonna be when you grow up as a 14-year-old?
Uh, I mean,
What's your plan right now? It can change later on, but for
yeah,
now,
yeah.
what?
As for my parents just like we had this day where my parents were talking to the teachers, and like almost all my teachers asked me the exact same question. It's just like what to answer it. Definitely.
It's okay to not know.
No, yeah, right. No, absolutely. I just was curious right now
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I understand. But definitely
He
something to
has
do with
very high
programming. That's
dream.
like
Something was
that's like almost for sure.
okay.
And I
So
don't
I'd
know.
say
I'm just
you're gonna program for clients,
maybe I'm not
or
sure.
you wanna build your own thing, or you wanna work in a major company.
I think like in the beginning, work for a major company to like see how everything works, and then go off and do my own thing. So like I can observe like the industry and see what's going on exactly, and also like I get experience and understand like an employee's point of view, and then possibly build my own thing later on.
Hmm.
Like it's really vague right now, obviously, but that's like an idea that's there.
No problem, dude. Every big journey started with one step. So this small idea may be the changing situation for the whole future. So what is the thing that when you start doing your own, or let's say progress with your work, what would you say is the most efficient support you would ask of someone around you? If you needed help, if you needed any motivation, what would you like to have? Would you have what would you
Uh,
imagine in that situation?
And he's gone.
He's gone again. I think
Hey.
both. Okay, the internet connection seems to be down on both ends because Harry's is Harry's. Okay, no, you're sitting without moving. Okay. He disconnected. So no problem. We're gonna wait for him till he comes back up.
And by the way, I want to ask you guys, did you had like in your life like a moment that you did like and you knew that fuck I did it and I like succeeded in that kind of stuff? Like maybe there was no moment. I don't know, but like for your career or did for
Hello?
like for you Mohammed, like martial arts or for Harris something like that it like you succeeded and you was like fuck I did it.
Yeah, it was like this year for me in July. I had to carry this mission of my charity in my country for the first time. And I did not have any finances or support to carry out. And like we end up treating more than 600 people. And it was one of the best feelings in the world because it was very difficult to arrange all the dental instruments and the supplies, and we had 60 doctors helping us. So when we did that, it was one of the best feelings of the world. And it started my project of like continuing such camps in my own country. It did make me feel very good helping people.
That's awesome. Wow, that's. I don't know. I feel like I should. I don't know. I have the feeling I should be ashamed of myself because I'm not doing something that as charity like as you, Harris. Because I should be doing it. You know, the world needs a lot of volunteers working in such organizations, and I think of myself a little bit as selfish for only focusing on myself, but
But come
yeah.
on man, you in the selfish years. you have to be selfish. Now when you like you do like you maybe succeed or maybe you have more money and stuff like this, you can do more stuff, but I think you have to like at this moment like be successful for yourself to make others successful.
Yes, and there are like ways you can help others other than just money or charity. Like if you teach someone something he has no knowledge about, even that is a charity for him. Like you're giving him a service.
Okay,
Even
guys.
this, if someone gets a message from this podcast, this is like we have helped someone, right? As you said, you
Okay.
have like reached out people from Instagram, so it does matter as well.
Okay,
Making a
guys,
positive
thank you.
change in anyone's
Thank you
life.
for making me feel a little bit better about myself.
Send us some pizza or something from Australia, right?
Give me your address, Harris. DHL Express service.
2 months.
No, for me, too much. No, for me, just for you, Mohammed. Oswaldus asked us about the situations we had in our lives till now, or career, or school, or studies, or martial arts sports that we felt like yes, we did it, and we have an immense satisfaction feel in us that came up. That was not a very good sentence right now. That was just. But
I get
I
it.
hope you understood what I
I
was
do.
getting at. Okay, so for me, Aussie was I had like two situations. One was in martial arts, as you have like kind of noticed. It was I had a friend in Vienna, and we were going around in the city. And the next day, I had a championship, the national championship here in Vienna, and I hadn't like worked out for a week and hadn't trained anything, but I was nominated and was accepted to participate in that championship. And the thing that happened was the next day in the morning we walked around too, and then half an hour or an hour before before it was my turn in the championship, not even before the championship, I rushed there and like changed my clothes immediately into the vofuk, the clothes we wear there. It's a black kimono, like karate, just in black. And I went in there, and then they called me out like, Ahmad, come on, it's your turn. And then I stood there. I didn't have time to warm up. I was there with a cold body, no muscle warmed up, nothing. I was just standing there and thinking to myself, I'm gonna injure myself for sure. And it was a category where you just have to show a certain choreography. It's a shadow fight. You fight a shadow with techniques and so on, and it's consecutive.
Kata?
It's like kata, but just the kung fu like one. It's more fluid, more you don't have any breaks in between or pauses, or you don't pause, you just go through it from A to Z. And I stood there and I started and I did everything as hard as I could and strained myself to the max. And then the day was over, and then I calling out the winners. And then it came to my category. I changed my clothes and was sitting there and thinking to myself, damn, next time I need to do more. I need to come earlier. I need to work up. I need to warm up. No guests in the time around the championship. But damn, third place, first one on the podium. And yes, Ahmad, come out. And I thought to myself, damn. Without warming up, without working out for a week, without preparing myself for a championship, and I got the third place. We weren't too much in the category. It was only 6 or 7 people. But nonetheless, I was without warming up better than 3 or 4 people and took the third place. And this was a moment for myself that I thought, with mind alone, you can do a whole lot of shit, It's like my body was at a zero. It was at a minimum. No idea how I was able to do that, but it was just in my mind. I want to prove to myself that I can be a little bit better. I can do it without warming up. And that was just it. Just one thought. And yeah, that was my one of the situations that I had.
Awesome.
Yeah, I feel awesome too. Now you got me hyped up. I was working out actually in the morning. It was like decided yesterday in the evening.
We need to see those moves.
Those moves. You want to see those moves? Damn, Harris.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send it to you
right now.
No, now the audience wants to see
right
this.
now. I can't.
Yeah.
I won't stand up right
You
now. It's too crammed here. Next time we're gonna
Move
set
the
the
chair
room.
away.
No
Next time.
excuses, man.
No, this is nothing that I'm gonna benefit from. This is only me getting nervous, Harris. That's unfair.
You're the wrong side to do it.
Like, you made me blush. That's not fair, man. No, next time I'm gonna set the room up and have enough room here on this side, and then I do some kicks and hope I don't get the camera, because then I can record any podcast with you guys. So I need to be aware of the risks. Yeah. No, awesome. So what do we learn from this, guys? What do we learn from this? We need to be grateful for everything. We need to be, what did you say, Mohammed, at the beginning? What was the exactly?
Perseverance.
Ozzy, what was yours? What was the most important one for you?
Be consistent.
Consistent.
Yeah, be consistent basically, and then work through the tiredness maybe, but it's not for everybody, I think.
Yes, exactly. That's why we have 4 people talking about this, because I cope with difficulties differently. Harris may have his own way to deal with them, and it's important to have several opinions on this topic, because not everyone will have the same opinion as you do. That's exactly what you said, Ozzy. But in the same time, with 4 people, everyone would pick then, okay, this is the method I can cope with more. With him, okay, the way he is dealing with is like my way of dealing with it. And for me, it will be the double P I say always. It's patience and persistence. Because I think, as you can see, guys, this is my board. This is where my goals are written. On this side, where my finger is right now, those are the short-term goals, the ones I want to accomplish till the 31st of January 2019. And here on this side, you have the long-term till 2021. And every day seeing those goals, I may not finish or fulfill half of those, but every day seeing those and thinking of what I want to do, it gives me like the patience and to see I have a lot that I want to accomplish. But that's why I need to keep at it and work hard and be persistent. So that's it. I agree with lots of what you said, guys. And I may be the type that runs away from difficulties sometimes. I need to admit that. Because as soon as I get into a trouble, I'm like, okay, or with a trouble with someone else, I'm like, yes, okay, you don't need to I don't take into consideration that this situation may be more trouble to him, and I'm troubling him even more by ignoring it. But yeah, I gotta admit that's a weakness of myself. I'm not as good as Mohammed with 14 years old, although I need to be really ashamed of myself.
No, it's fine.
It's fine. You think it's fine?
Yeah, of course.
You still have time, man.
I still have time.
Yeah.
I already found some white hair, guys. I don't think I have lots of time.
Don't worry, you have time. We all
You
do.
have a lot of time, man.
Awesome,
And you
guys.
also
Awesome.
have a lot of dyes for the white hair, so
I have lots of what?
you also have dyes in the shops, right, for the white hair, so that's
Yes.
not a big
No, I think guys, I think it's true that old men are more attractive, so I'm gonna keep the white hair. It shows me like I'm older, so I'm gonna attract more girls and women. No, I
Is your
need to be shut.
fiance, like, she's watching the podcast?
No, I told her that I can't send her the link yet because we need to edit it in first. So sorry, my love. I was just joking.
Yes. You were.
Exactly.
Joking.
Joking. So Harris, come on, give us what you think is the most important thing that you do for yourself.
Like, keep competing with yourself. Like
That's
you
good.
were
Wow.
a month before or like a year before. You have to improve yourself and you have to keep comparing and competing with yourself.
That's awesome.
Because if you are at the same place that you were a year before, then I think you should think about something switching. Because you have a limited time in this world and you have to make a difference, you have to keep improving. And it could be in any aspect, not only in your professional field or not in terms of money, like in terms of being a better human being, helping people out. There are so many ways you can improve yourself. Like you can, like right now I'm struggling with working out and I'm trying to like keep myself in that area. Like I should be consistent in working out, because after 2 or 3 days in the gym, when you have those sore muscles, you like stay at home for 2 to 3 days, the routine is like messed up and like you leave it at it. So what Ozzy said, you have to be consistent. It's the easiest thing to do because it's you just have to do it.
And as they say, 21 days you need to manifest a habit, and 90 days for a lifestyle.
Yeah.
But those 21 days are not that easy to keep, you know. I
Yeah.
proved it proved I proved myself that it's wrong. That it's not wrong, that it's difficult, because I was at 100 kilos in May, but I had before that 5 or 6 months before that I was at 82. So I like increased my weight by 18 kilos in 4 or 5 months. And that was a point for me where I said to myself, I need to change something. First month, I lost 3 or 4 kilos, but then it was again up to 98, 99. And I thought to myself, damn, this is really difficult. And it's only about just eating a little bit less and tracking my calories and macros. And that was really difficult. It took me 3 months to now be able to track my calories in a consistent way. 3 months. There were days where I thought to myself, screw it, give me that chocolate, give me that chips, give me that potato veggies. It's really difficult, and competing with yourself, Harris, this is really good. I like that.
And I want to a little bit point out, like, competing with yourself, it's I love that idea, because a lot of people competing with others, like they look what other people did, like going to the gym and seeing Dwayne Rock Johnson, like how he looks and stuff like this, but you're not like that from 1 time or 2 times in the gym. Like you have to you're the best opponent is you. So.
That's good, exactly, because again, to add to this and build on it, no one out there has the same goal as you do. There is no one that has the same identical, genetically perfect goal as you do. So the paths and the roads you will take will always be different. That's why I read last time a post that said, don't compare your chapter 1 to chapter 20 of someone else. This may be true, but in the end, you shouldn't compare anything, not even your chapter 1 with the chapter 1 of someone else. It's always different. It's always like you gotta find your own unique way. And this is something, and competing with yourself, it's just this, that you gotta be a better version every day than yourself yesterday. And I don't know what actor said this, but it was really something that I want to share with you guys. And he was asked at the beginning of his career who he wants to be like and who he wants to overcome. And he said, myself in 10 years. I want to be better than myself in 10 years. And 10 years passed, and then he was asked by the same colleagues again, and did you overcome yourself? Did you beat yourself? And he said, no. Myself in 10 years is still 10 years ahead of me. And this was something that was something that struck my mind, you know? It doesn't, because as soon as you reach a point in your life where you think you have reached a goal, you will think of, no, that's not satisfaction anymore. I need something more, you know? You gotta be greedy. You gotta be greedy about your goals to reach them.
Hungry.
Exactly. You gotta eat. So that's really, because if you think of it, like Mohammed, how long did it take you to learn to program in Python?
I started like early this year, and there was like there was a lot of like difficulty in the beginning, but I don't know how long it took me to like really grasp it. Like a couple months, I'd say, like a few months, something like
Well,
that. I'm not really sure about the exact time.
during those months, what did you think?
I was just like, can I not do this now? I'm tired of this. Like, come on. Like
Like
at the
but you did
beginning,
it.
when I was bad at it, I didn't enjoy it. But once I got better, I started to enjoy it more and wanted to continue. So it was just this like snowball effect that just kept wanting me to do more and more. I was getting hungrier and hungrier, and then yeah,
exactly. And as soon as you know how to make the simple tasks, you think of yourself, I have like now like connected the dots. I know how to get from here to here, and it's fun, I think now. At
I'm
least
able to get
for the
from
parts
here
that
to here.
work.
Now I want to go there.
Exactly,
And then once I
exactly.
get there, I want to go there, and then so on and so forth.
That's awesome. I think every one of us has this chain
Desire.
reaction and desire, exactly, to fulfill more than you have fulfilled. Like for me, the same. Black belt for me is in February, my exam for black belt, and for me this is like, wow, how I'm gonna overcome this. If I reach this goal afterwards, I'm gonna think to myself, okay, I got the black belt now. What now? I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna keep training the same as I did before. No, I'm gonna start even stronger and harder and work even harder to reach the first dang, and then the second, the third, the fourth, until I can, I don't know, chop up my desk in front of me with one finger, like bam. And this is, yeah, awesome and yeah, and like now we can compare ourselves, you know. Mohammed is 14 and he's already discovered this chain reaction for himself, and I'm 23 and I'm thinking of this process only since 2 years. And we can't compare each other. we, it's just not possible.
True.
Just not possible. Awesome.
Yep.
I think that's a wrap.
I just got silent right now. I need some. I'm just thinking it through,
Some
you know.
moment to process it, huh?
Exactly, and be grateful for the situation that I'm in right now. No, really.
So very nice.
It's really nice. I know. Yeah, I think the audience are gonna find it nice too. Like, right, audience?
You mean 8 subscribers?
Come on, dude. Those 8 subscribers, I'm gonna multiply as soon as we put out our first episode. Okay. Well, the
Alright.
first official one.
The group.
Yeah, 8
With
to
all the
8.
group.
Exactly. We just need to post this episode on the Facebook Pro group, and voila, we're gonna have 100 subscribers or 200.
Nice.
Don't underestimate the networks you entered, Ozzy. You gotta.
I don't underestimate it because I see the results of.
Yes, it's really awesome to have a lot of people with the same intent. And this is exactly what people say, like, surround yourself with people that want have the same desire, the same intent, the same attitude and mindset. I mean, I don't know, Harris, you finished your studies, you become a full-fledged dental surgeon. I'm gonna call it like that.
And that's what we call ourselves.
And let's think about it. If you would have been surrounded by students who complained after every exam and that they're sick of this shit and they don't want to do it anymore, would you have come this far?
No, and this is a very big problem in our profession. People do complain a lot. Like, we have to work nights, we have to like put out very long hours for like the training and everything. And most people, they give up at some point. They think that this is enough is enough. But you just have to keep going, and once you're there, you enjoy those moments, the moments of stress and the moments when you did not have any time for family or friends. But then like it becomes a part of the journey. The journey in itself is like great if you have good people around you. And if you have negative energy around you, you're not going to enjoy it. Even the positive things, you will take them as a negative incidence. Even if something's good happening to you, you'll think it's not good, it's bad. So it does matter a lot.
That's exactly what I meant, because if you don't want it yourself, you won't even enjoy the positive things. That's why even giving up in this situation, those people probably didn't choose the right thing for them. So they need to think a little bit harder to find it. And I think if you can enjoy it, Harris, I think you found that one thing for yourself, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. No, awesome, guys. Awesome. So I think we all agree that we can talk for the next 2 hours about this topic, and we are being like holding ourselves back to not talk a lot.
How far long are we on the podcast?
No, I think that's why I was just saying this, because I think I'm gonna wrap it up right here, right now.
It's time to say adios.
So this is for the audience. I want you all to think of the one thing you love the most, and then find time during the week, at least half an hour, the whole week, half an hour to an hour, to enjoy this one thing alone, on your own. You don't need anyone making you company during this thing. Just sit there, do it. Be it painting, be it reading, be it just jumping around in the house or singing and dancing hysterically to some music you like. Just do it on your own, alone. Enjoy it. And I want to thank all of you for taking the time to record this with us. And I'm really excited to see this published next week or the next time. So thank you, Harris, my man. I wish you good luck today. I hope you have a nice evening. Rest a little bit after the emergency you had. Mohammed, I don't know if you're gonna are you gonna program now? A little bit?
Yeah, probably.
Probably. You see the dedication, guys. You see the dedication. A 14-year-old put you in the shadows. That's I would. You need to take Mohammed as a motivation guy and work on yourselves.
Yeah.
Ozzy, you gonna go run a little bit?
No, rest day.
Rest day, awesome. So be sure to get those proteins today. All right. And
no.
For myself, I'm gonna go back to my studies. Got 7 exams up next week and need to pass them all, or it's gonna get really ugly. So, thanks, Harris. I hope I will. All right, guys. I'm gonna say goodbye and see you next time.